Okay. First of all, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with Mike this morning, so I'll be taking over until he can join us. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we'll start off with Pledge of Allegiance. Unfortunately, I do not have a flag to do that with, but oh, there we go. Mike's got it. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Teresa, are we in compliance with FOIA?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. At this time, will you take the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Siebold?
Here.
Mr. Alfred?
Here.
Mr. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Here.
Mr. D'Arienzo?
Here.
Mr. Collett?
Here.
I do see Mr. Scanlon on the line. We are expecting Mr. Campbell, but I don't see him on the line. And Mr. Hens is excused.
Okay. Does staff have any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Any opposed? I see none. Motion passes by a vote, I think, of 6-0. Minutes. Do we have an approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. So moved. And do we have any appearances by citizens this morning?
Thank you. Public comments concerning agenda items were to be submitted electronically via the open town hall portal by 4:30 yesterday. Upon the conclusion of the public comment period, there were no comments of record. In addition to submitting comments on the portal, citizens were provided the opportunity to call into the meeting to comment on agenda items and non-related agenda items. However, there were no requests to give comments by phone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Seeing that we have no unfinished business today, we will get into the new business and a request STEV-001826-2021 request from Taiwan Scott to name an access easement off of Freddie Ways as MiniCommon. And we will let, who will be making that presentation this morning?
We do have Miss Becky Nugent and Johaida Pfister who will be making this presentation. We're working on getting them connected. If you'll just hang with us. It seems like a lot of us are having that technology issues today.
And we will just sit by and await your notification.
Mr. Chairman, while we're waiting, if you would like, we could roll down through the agenda?
Will do. While we are waiting for everybody to get back on online, let's go ahead and go to, we'll go to commission business. And at this point in time, I don't have any additional commission business. Mike may have some. Hopefully he will be able to join in and guide us through that if he does. From a chairman's report, actually, I have nothing to report there. I would expect if Mike does, he will chime in at that point in time that he is able to join. So we'll move on to committee reports. CIP, Mark.
We've yet to meet.
Okay. And then John is not here, so we can't go over the comp plan, but I don't imagine that there is much there to go over at this point in time. John is also the Gullah Geechee Task Force, so we will wait to hear from him next time. LMO committee, we have not met yet to this date. We do expect to have a meeting coming up in November regarding some issues. And Mr. Alfred, anything on rules and procedure?
No meeting yet. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we move to quarterly reports? Teresa.
Mr. Chairman, I do see that Chief Pfister is on the line.
Okay.
Jahida, are you there to give the presentation on the street name application?
Give me a second. I'm trying to, Becky does not have the link and she's actually the one that is presenting it. So I am trying to get it to her right now.
Okay, I do see that she just joined.
Okay, good.
The gremlins are hard at work this morning.
Yes, they are. It'll be a good thing when we're all back in face-to-face meetings again.
I know, it's all the technology.
Miss Nugent, are you on the line? Are you able to hear us?
There she goes.
Can you hear? Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm here.
All right, great. If you will take off with your presentation.
Okay, now I've got to figure out how to share screen. I've only done this one time. Hang on just a second.
All right, there you go.
Oh, now I have to find it. Oh. Give me just a second. Okay, can you see? Everybody see?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my first time doing this by myself, so give me just a second. So there was a submission in our system that a new development was going in off of Freddie's Way. And one of our policies now is to, if there is going to be 3 structures or more, then we need to name it as a road if it's going to be more addresses than 3. So the person submitted the road names and we vetted all the road names, came back as MiniCommon. That one is not being used in Bluffton, Hilton Head, or Beaufort County. But as we went out there to check on this location, There's been some questions on how the road was going to be positioned. And so at this point, there are 3 homes that are going to be affected on the new road, we think, and there are 2 other ones that may be affected on how this plays out. So MiniCommon is the name of the road, and that is what we're asking for today, for you to approve the that road name.
Okay. Do we have any additional information that we need to be presented with on that?
Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, so if I could minimize my. Okay, so like I said, we vetted all the roads. The conclusion is that the MiniCommon is not hard to pronounce. It's not likely to be confused with any other road name. The road is a driveway, or
It's an access easement.
access. Sorry, yes, it is an access, which is why it's at the planning commission. And it does meet all the requirements that are necessary to name this road.
Okay.
The other thing that we did, just so you all know, we put something out to all of the people on Freddie's Way to make sure that the proposed names were good with all of them as well. And we met with, I think, 6 or 7 of the 10 landowners. They all were in agreement that MiniCommon was an acceptable name. It's a family name in that area, and so that was done as well with the people that it will affect.
Okay. Great. Let me know when you're concluded with your presentation, and then we'll take it to discussion.
We did. We had 2 meetings. We sent out the information. Once I was able to drive out to that location and realized that it wasn't going to just affect the 3 new people. There are 2 other homes that it would the name may affect, depending on how the road actually drives. Because when you look at it in our property viewer system and then you look at it in real life, sometimes you see that there are other homes that may be affected by this. So instead of it being 3, it actually may be 4 or 5 homes that are affected and would need a new road name, depending on how the road is built in there. So we went to the residents and they were able to agree that it's a family name. They're all okay with that. And that's the end of what I have to present, unless you guys you have any questions.
All right. Seeing that there's no other presentation to go through, we'll go into discussion. We'll start with Bruce.
Yeah, I do have a question on the material that came out in advance. There was a aerial view and also a map that showed 4 locations for mobile homes. Am I understanding that those are not currently in place, but they are going to be addressed as they put? Are there currently any mobile homes on those sites?
Right now, oh, sorry, Joe, I didn't go.
I was just going to say, no, at this point, they're not. That is why, as part of the permitting process for those homes, we do the addressing. And that was, once we realized that like they met our criteria to name the street, we had to give them a temporary address because they are pulling some permits for them right now, but they're not there currently. There are 2 homes that have Freddie's Way addresses currently that will get readdressed as MiniCommon because they will be accessed off of this new access easement.
And those two homeowners that have Freddie's Way addresses right now are okay with the change?
They are. I mean, nobody loves to change their address, but we have talked to them and they understand why. And so they are aware of it, that it's coming.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Siebold. Mr. Alfred.
No questions at the moment.
All right, thank you. Mr. O'Neill.
No questions.
All right, Mr. Campbell's not here. Mr. D'Arienzo.
Nothing at this time.
All right, Mr. Collette.
No comments.
Mr. Scanlon, are you there? I see that he is still not able to join us, and I have no comments at this point in time. So I think we need to, if I'm not mistaken, Teresa, we need to take it to a vote.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a motion to approve the name of Mini Driver Road?
MiniCommon.
MiniCommons, I'm sorry. Old
So moved.
brain work in there.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, we can't see everybody right now.
Can you take that screen down?
Yeah,
Mr. Chairman, I see the motion carries 6-0.
okay, great. Thank you very much. That is awesome. Let's see, we went through that, and then now we'll move on to quarterly reports, which we did already. So Teresa, am I missing anything else?
If there are no questions on the quarterly report, I do have a note for the next meeting. We have one item for the November 17th meeting. It is a new street name application. And that's all I
Okay.
have.
All right. Is there any other business from the commission members?
Yeah, can I ask a question? Is there any possibility, since we have two name changes in a row, that those could have been combined in one meeting?
They were not, because they come in at different times. The one for the next planning commission meeting was not submitted in the time frame to be able for us to work on it and get it to this meeting. We would have loved to combine them. It just time-wise, it didn't work out that way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think
Any other? Go ahead.
I think that just as a kind of going forward, we're probably going to have street naming coming up quite a bit because there are a lot of development going on in some of the historic neighborhoods, and that is going to trigger street naming because we want to be able to give good addresses. And so just going forward, you probably will be seeing us quite a bit.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or business? All right, seeing none, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for having
Yeah.
patience with me. I'll be more prepared the second one. This is my first, so thank you. Y'all have a
That's
good
okay.
day.
All right.
Well, this is my first time too chairing it. Hopefully Mike will be back next time to take over.
Oh,
darn.
Okay, good. I'm not
I
alone.
had to have Teresa unmute me.
Oh,
All right, thank
excuse
y'all.
me, commissioners, this is Teresa. Mr. Scanlon did have some words that he's passed on to our staff member, Vicki Fanning-Schmidt. If you all just take a moment to listen to her comments from Mr. Scanlon.
Okay.
I'll tell him.
Vicki, you're on the line. Vicki, go ahead. We can hear you.
Hold on one second. Yes, he's telling me now. So as soon as we're going to take it a couple sentences at a time, but we're going to get this message out.
Thank you.
He had an opportunity to meet with the mayor and Mark Orlando concerning the strategic plan that is going forward. hold on. Okay. According to Mark Orlando, many of the items within the strategic plan will have to come to the Planning Commission throughout the year. Okay, and Chairman Scanlon has asked Mark Orlando to come and make a presentation at the earliest meeting that he is available to do so, to explain the steps going forward, what will come before the Planning Commission. Chairman Scanlon is asking staff to meet with Mr. Orlando and see what meeting he is available to attend and do his presentation before the commission. He extends his apologies concerning this way of communicating. His computer is really giving a lot of trouble. He extends his thanks.
All righty.
That's the end of
Well,
his
thank you for that, Vicki. Appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate you chiming in and letting us know about that. If there is no other business, then we will conclude this meeting with an adjournment.
Mr. Scanlon, I'll have Teresa give you a call and we're going to see what's going on here.
Hey, Alan,
Yes.
I do have one question regarding the Mid-Island Park that we talked about at our last meeting. And there
Right.
was the open park day that we had on I think it was the 27th of October. That seemed to be very well attended and very informative. And I had heard from someone while I was there that the $5 million bond that was issued to purchase that land came with some requirements, one of which is that that park must be retained as a passive park. And I just wanted to get verification on that comment.
Okay. Teresa, if you could look into that for us.
Yes, sir, we will. Absolutely.
Okay.
I want to thank Vicki for translating Stanley's into English.
All right, let's try this again. Are there any other comments? Are we sure? Okay. Now, seeing no other comments, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.